Okay, I started recording, but I decided to go back in and change the privacy settings because I noticed I have to do, you guys, I have to do my my software, my editing software wasn't working, so I had to do my excuse me, my uploads. I have to do them live because my editing software was not working. So, you got to do what you have to do. I wonder why I just changed the privacy settings on this. I changed the privacy settings so like people could not like come in here while I was doing it, which is fine, but it's just awkward because I don't know, I feel like, you know, it's just awkward for me. But hey, everyone's different. I'm a Virgo and we just kind of think it's weird when we know people are looking at us, aka the hermit. So, like I said, back on track, you guys. This video is about the pros and cons of working at Amazing Lash Studio. So, I want to start off by saying this video is not to bash, or it's just my experience to help anybody if you know they come across any of the same situations, or if you want to do lashing, that's all it's for. So, um, I'm just gonna go over a couple. I just wrote down like 4 or 5 pros and cons I wanted to share with you guys. Just as far as touching on, like interview, training, and stuff like that after you get in the door. What is, what is it like? So, I want to start off by saying, some of the pros of working at Amazing Lash. It wasn't hard for me to get hired. It was the interview process for me was really easy. It consisted of like a phone call. They called me, let me know, um, we had like a talk on the phone. So I feel like it was kind of like a semi phone interview. And then I think I had a second phone interview. And then at that point, I was asked to come in on a Saturday. Because I think they called me on a Friday. So they asked me on the second phone interview, can I come in on that Saturday to meet with, um, I believe the manager at the time. So I went in for the interview. Um, I informed them that I was a licensed cosmetologist and that I did not have lash training besides at school prior to this. So, with that being said, I made that known just in case anyone later down the line is wondering. I let that be known that I didn't have prior lash experience. I am a nail technician. I do have a certification in nails as well as I'm licensed in nails. I was just looking for a job in beauty as far as like a salon setting. And there's not very many nail salons that are taking like apprenticeships in my state. So I opted to, switch it up a little bit and move towards like my second beauty option, which was nails and lashes. So I went ahead and I kept seeing opportunities for Amazing Lash, and I um, decided to go ahead and go for it. So I always had an interest in lashing, so it seemed not too far fetched. Nails are extreme attention to detail and things like that. So I felt really confident going into the experience that I would be able to fulfill what it was that I was going to be doing for the job role. Um, when I answered the post, it said that there would be paid training and that the pay wage would be between, I believe, $17 to $20 an hour. So I was really excited about these things going into it. Um, Once I got in there and I had an interview, um, I want to say like 5 days went by and I got a call back. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So 4 days. Wednesday, that next Wednesday from Saturday after the interview, I ended up getting a call back to let me know I had been chosen to come in and train and work with them. Um, so I went in, and when I first went in, there was another girl, me and one other girl who had been hired at the same time. Um, the other girl had experience already, and she was like a certified lash tech. Like I said, me on the other hand, I was just coming in as a licensed cosmetologist, ready to learn and do the training and see if it was a good fit for me. So they made me an offer. They gave me an offer letter. I noticed immediately that the offer letter was different than what was posted originally. Um, the offer letter was for a significant amount less. Um, So, I feel like that was one of the first cons was that the offer was different from when I applied for the actual job posting. So I continued on with the process despite that upset about it. Um, I figured if I just, you can't always make it about the money. You have to kind of see, you know, is it a good fit for you, because you know the money will come. So I went on into training. It said that the training was going to be 2 weeks paid. I went in for training for a couple hours a day. I have my schedule. So for like 2 weeks, I was going in for like an hour to three. So I was getting compensated for that amount of hours. To answer your question, I was getting paid for those hours, I guess. Um, but I was under the impression that the schedule would be more set. Later on, I figured out that it would be more like when your clients came in. Like I said, this was my first salon type studio experience using my license. So I wasn't quite sure what I was in for completely. So um, I started to notice that this was going to the training, and until clientele was being built up. Basically, what you need to know is you need to have more income coming in, or another job, because while you're training and before you go onto the floor, you will not be making a substantial amount of money. Um, so that's something you really need to think about when you begin. You need to understand you will not be making money like you thought from the moment you're hired. But like I said, it seemed okay at first. So then as time went on, I just kept training, kept putting in the work or whatever. I kept coming in lashing. They said that I was good. And I guess they were just trying to build my speed, even though they were telling me that they wanted me to go slow and just perfect the craft, because there was bad reviews for this particular studio, and they were trying to, bypass those bad reviews, which was fine. But I didn't feel like, I don't know, I feel like I was getting kind of like, I don't want to say punished for whatever the other lash artists were doing before I came, but it just seemed like there was a lot of things going on in the studio dynamic that I was unaware of, that had come about before I came into the picture, which made the environment kind of strange to work in. I mostly just stayed focused on training, so I just focused on myself. I wasn't really submerged in whatever was going on. I just stayed in my room. I would go to training. They would have me in my room with a mannequin head. This is actually the mannequin head. They just have me in the room with the lashes. This is the lash board, one of the lash boards. They just had me in there, uh, basically just practicing. Um, they also, like I said, they give you all the stuff. So I feel like it was clean. The rooms were really nice. I like how all the supplies were there. Everything is really like organized as far as supplies. The rooms, like I said, are private, and you get to have like a really good, intimate, dark work space while you're working on clients or practicing whatever phase you're in of your process there. So the only thing, another thing that I noticed was I didn't get paid on time. These these amazing lash studios can be like franchise. So basically, huge disclaimer: if you are working for someone who runs their business different, things are going to be different for you. You don't have to worry about these things because this is just my experience for my location. So at my location, I was experiencing things like I experienced late pay. And then another girl told me that she experienced late pay 4 times out of working there for 9 months. So I kind of thought that was very unethical and highly unprofessional, especially if you're trying to keep your employees, I don't know, keep a good working relationship with them. I just didn't feel like it was a good way to start out a working relationship by not paying someone for their time, that they're coming in there dedicated to learning, showing up, and stuff like that. Another thing is, I hear a lot of other people say that they were provided with a uniform. I was not provided with a uniform, and a lot of the other girls I worked with were not provided with uniforms. I was told that once I was done with training, I then would get a uniform. So it kind of made more sense. But I started taking in like actual clients and models during this time. So I just felt really unprofessional, not training or not like serving my customer in like a professional um attire. So I went and got my own scrubs. They wear scrubs. So they let me do that. Um, so I did provide. So I was not really making a lot of money. I bought my own scrubs just to kind of enhance my own work environment. Um, and then at first, I liked how it was flexible, the schedule. When I was training at first, then after the 2 weeks of training went by, they didn't have me on the schedule for any type of training or models like the next whole week. So there was like a week in between that it just kind of seemed like I was in limbo. She told me that I would have like an update, when actuality they were just hiring numerous people at one time, and they were juggling people for the simple fact that the truth was they were looking for people who were already experienced and who were just going to get the clients in there and go fast, because they made it known that they were turning clients away at this point. So I just started to begin to wonder if this was really something for a beginner. Like I said, I feel like the training is actually really good. So like if you have never done lashes before, um, and you take in information well, then I don't feel like it was like a lose-lose, because you really do get a lot of training. You get as much mentoring as the person is willing to give you, because the people who are training you are lash artists, and so you're gonna get as much training as that person is able to give you between their clients and whatever else they may or may not have going on. Um, so there. a lot of it is just you practicing. I practice at home. They allowed me to like bring my mannequin and stuff, which I really thought that was nice or whatever. And so that would be a pro. Like I said, it was really clean. That was a pro. The supplies and the organization of the supplies is a pro. I just feel like it was a franchise, so the management was kind of off. Um, like the owners were never there to like sign papers or do income proofs. Um, so if you have any like proofs of income, like moving residence or anything, like I feel like this job is gonna be really hard for you to get the type of like management structure or management help you need sometimes, depending on how yours is ran. Mine was all over the place. The girl who ended up hiring me let me know the day after I was hired that she would be leaving, and her title was a manager. So it just kind of left everything up in the air as far as like everybody wanted to, it just seemed like everybody wanted to be in charge. I had like one girl training me, and then there was a previous lash artist who was now at like, she switched to the front desk, and she was like trying to take over a managerial role. But I just feel like some of the personalities were very like chaotic, and like I said, this didn't have anything to do with the job itself. This was just the location I was at. So I can't really work in chaotic environments very well or for a long time. So I already knew what with late pay and just a lack of structure, I just felt like things were getting kind of shaky. And like I said, they will kind of like juggle you if they find someone better or they find someone who can work faster than you. Um, so you just have to kind of understand that if you work here, it's gonna be like hit or miss. Um, Other girls have made good amounts of money, and if this environment is good for you, then I do think you will be able to pull in a little bag. I don't know for how long you'll be pulling in a bag, but I think you can pull in a little bag if that's, you know, if that's your aim. I was more looking for longevity and something that I enjoyed. So like I said, it wasn't that did enjoy the job. Most of my clients that I did end up experiencing were really nice. I did get tipped well periodically in the beginning. My owner sent some of my models in, so that, you know, that was an interesting experience. Um, I appreciated it because it helped me get practice or whatever, but it seems like they will want you to be like doing some type of like sales as far as like pulling in clientele, or like they want you to use your social media to um like market them. I noticed. I will say this also. I didn't hear anyone say this before. I watched a few of these videos of people's experiences. I will say this. And I know that you guys know this in this day and age, that employers look at your social media, but keep this in mind. Um, they will be looking at your social media and things of that nature. So if you have anything that you don't or wouldn't want this type of employer to see, be aware of that. Because they will be looking. And yeah. So like I said, I'll tell the pros and cons again, and then I'll go ahead and wrap the video up. Um, I don't want this to just be too drawn out. I just wanted to throw some information out there for you guys. If this was something you were looking into or you were wondering about, this was just my take on it. Like I said, I'm looking at my little card, but some of the pros, like I said, it's very clean, new. Um, like the layouts are cute. It's a good vibe or whatever. Um, the rooms are like private, and the clientele is, it's okay at first, but I just feel like things are kind of like subject to change very quickly. And as far as like um your schedule and pay, so if these aren't things that you can compromise with, then this may be not a good fit for you. If these are things that you have at your disposal and you're just trying to lash more than anything, and you're going to be doing, or you're a fast lasher, this is for you. Because I feel like that's what they're looking for there. I don't feel like they're going to tell you that's what they're looking for, but that is what they're looking for. So if you're fast, go here. You'll pull in a bag. Um, You'll just have to deal with whatever comes along with your location. So just be aware of that as well. And that any of these things could be different for you. A con for me, like I said, might not end up coming into your story. That's not my wish. That's not what I want from this. Just purely to educate. And then the cons, where I feel like there's not enough pay, really, especially if you have like bills already, and you already have like, just financial responsibilities. You could, this, it could either, like, I don't know. It wasn't good for finances in the beginning. I try to stick to it to, you know, see the money come, but I didn't wait long enough to see if the money come. Ended up calling in too many times. I called in like 2 or 3 times, but that was because they will schedule you whenever they want and just expect that, like, you'll come in. So basically, if you work there as well, you need to be telling them when you have things to do so that they will block off your whole day in the scheduling. Otherwise, you could look at your schedule one day, you may not have a client, and you might walk into work the next day and have 3 clients or be booked the whole day. So I feel like this is a job for this. You have to be flexible. Um, I felt like my cons were not enough pay for my training. I didn't like the franchise aspect of it, but that's just because of my particular. I feel like it would have been good if I had like the right management, because the job was pretty cool. I won't lie. Um, and like I said, I put for my cons personally, no uniform and late pay. I'm a Virgo. Those things just don't fly with me. Because I say that because when I go into something, I give it my all. Um, and so I just didn't feel like I was getting out what I was putting in, basically. So yeah, it's a really nice foundation, a really good start, like I said. If it's something that you're looking into, and like I said, if you're fast at it, do this. This is for you. Yeah, so that's my take on. Oh, and I worked there for approximately a month or so, or a little longer, a little less, give or take. But it was basically like a month. And yeah, I just didn't really get the results that I was looking for. But then again, I was just trying to try something new. So I really didn't have major expectations. So I will say that I am thankful for the experience. Um, I would possibly work there again, possibly at a different location or at the same location with more structure. So that's my take on it. I hope you get some information out of this, and I hope I could be informative for anyone who is looking into this. So I hope this can help someone. Other than that, I hope you guys have a really good day. It's your girl Chiffon. Peace, y'all.